One of them, of course, is the president's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which showed much, much lower attendance than had been predicted. And there is some talk that it was perhaps TikTok teens and K-pop fans and other folks around the United States who reserved the tickets but had no intention of going to that rally. Whatever the case, Rick Newman, what can we take any sort of bigger takeaways about President Trump's popularity, or was it just that they got punked?
Hard to tell. I mean, the bubble came out of the rally for sure, or the air came out of the bubble. So there was obviously a lot going on here. So Trump is going to try again, I'm going to guess. But here's one thing to watch for. The guy who set this up is Trump's campaign manager, Brad Parscale. He made a big mistake, which was raise expectations to levels the rally itself did not meet. I think he's in trouble. I think his job is in jeopardy. And we know that Trump has not been shy. I mean, he changed campaign managers in 2016, so we could see something there. Is Trump himself deflated? I think he's still got a lot of fight in him. He's going to continue to travel. I think we're going to see him planning some more rallies, but maybe they need to do this differently, smaller venues. And I think more important than anything for the Trump campaign, set reasonable expectations, because when you say it's going to be sold out and it's not, it just looks like a flop.
Rick, what does Joe Biden do right now? I mean, I know he doesn't have to do anything at this moment, but could he get, even if it's only 6,200 people, could he get 6,200 at a socially distant rally, or is he not going to be able to get that kind of momentum?
Well, the Trump campaign was circulating a photograph of Biden speaking to about 7 people, and they were each sitting inside a circle on a folding chair. It looked kind of sad in that context. But I've interviewed a lot of political analysts and asked them, what should Joe Biden be doing right now? And they all kind of say the same thing, which is it's a maxim in politics that when your opponent is self-destructing, get out of the way and stay quiet. And I think that's the way the Biden campaign perceives what President Trump has been doing. He's not capturing the mood of the country on race relations. In fact, you could argue he's getting it completely wrong. He's downplaying the coronavirus, and he's overstating an economic recovery. So Joe Biden, for now, probably is doing the smart thing by just letting all the attention land on Trump and all of these negatives pile up. I mean, Biden is going to have to get out there. They are going to have some sort of convention in August. I think another thing Joe Biden is going to do in coming weeks is going to update his economic plan, because what we know about his economic plan is all pre-virus, and it's a lot of things that don't necessarily make sense anymore, like raising the corporate income tax. That does not seem like something you would do in the middle or the aftermath of a terrible recession. So we're going to hear more from Biden, but I think for the time being, he's content to let Trump have the publicity as long as it's negative publicity.
Hey, Rick, we talk about these K-pop fans and the teens and the Zoomers. Did they really derail this, or was this just an overpromised spectacle that Trump was going to be throwing?
I'd turn that back on you, Dan, since you're the tech guy, and say, does this seem plausible? So what it seems like, I mean, there was this sort of under the radar campaign on TikTok and some other social media sites. My son told me he saw it on Twitter about a week ago for people to order tickets with no intention of showing up, so that they could basically block out all the tickets. So one thing that seems sure is we're going to see this a little bit of tech arms race here, as the Trump campaign for sure is going to tighten up its security to make sure that doesn't happen again. But the pranksters, what are they going to do, and how smart are they? I'll ask you, Dan, do you think that had a meaningful impact?
Nope, looks like Dan is having a technical issue. We'll ask him. We'll ask him.
I'll just end by saying this: it's a kind of a delicious little turn of events here. We know Trump will use any dirty trick he thinks will work for him, and he's got some opposition here who's willing to use some dirty tricks. And it came from a very unexpected source. I mean, who knew K-pop fans were so anti-Trump?
Yeah, they've been a louder force over the last few months, I think. Thanks, Rick.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.